Okay, bro, I got an intro for you, specially made. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is a Lebanese MILF lover. He went from coaching Fortnite in his bedroom to exploring ISIS hideouts. He's a journalist who has dedicated his life to uncovering stories that challenge the mainstream narrative. In short, he's one of the only journalists who haven't sold their soul to the devil. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Arab.
I like that intro, man. I like that.
How's it going, man?
Good, bro.
All good?
Yeah, lovely.
Flight good?
Yeah, great.
Awesome. All right, before I even begin, man, I just want to tell you, I have a doppelganger friend of yours.
Really?
I made a lovely photo edit for you to see your doppelganger, basically from Egypt, bro. Tell me that doesn't look like you, man.
Bro, you guys pick anybody that has glasses and is like
Dude,
a
it's
bit
the same
dark
guy,
and you say
man.
they're my doppelganger.
It's the
This
same
guy doesn't look anything like me.
Your nose, your ears, your mouth, your smile, bro. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. All right, man. I'm just gonna go right on it. Yeah. You're not afraid to die.
Me? That's a good question. Look, I mean, when I got held up at gunpoint, it was a bit scary for sure. Like, just like a shock factor, you know, you turn around and it's to your head. But, like, I mean, I can't really be afraid to die if I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, if it's my time, it's my time.
So no fear. Just go inside no matter.
Yeah, I would just hope that the group that kills me is gonna do it fast. You know, that's the that's the best I can ask for. Like,
So it's not a thought that you think of. It's not something that you go like, yeah.
no, every single time there's that thought, like, yeah, I might die.
But it doesn't stop, right?
No, it doesn't stop me.
So it's not like then it's not something that contributes to whether you're gonna do it. It's like.
I mean, with the majority of places I've been to, the dangerous people I've been to, if you're a guest in their house, like if you've agreed that they're gonna let you come in, etc., no one's hurting you. You know, it's there's still that hospitality of, okay, he's our guest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and I'm not coming at it from the journalist angle. I'm coming at it from like a comedic humor, like, how do you guys live? You know, not, yo, let me ask you some questions. Like, how do you guys live? And, you know, I'll ask you questions along the way.
Right. All right. So the question is now, how did you go from playing Fortnite and coaching it to this? What sparked it? What happened? What was the?
Well, gaming was dying around the time that COVID, like, started, like, the world started opening up again
So
after
the
COVID.
answer is go to ISIS.
Yeah. Gaming was dying, so I wanted to keep my career alive, so I switched to travel streaming. So I basically traveled the world with a camera on my shoulder.
Right.
And I would go to, in order to keep a 15 to 18 hour live stream entertaining, you know, you got to keep doing high impact stuff. So I would, like, go to major cities, you know, whether it be New York or whether it be Thailand or whatever, and I'd be out in the street talking or bargaining with every single store that I could, speaking to every human I could, you know, whether it be like lady boys in Thailand or like random crackheads in New York City. And then eventually, after doing that for a year and a half, it was paying the bills, but it wasn't getting big enough to what I wanted it to be. Like, yeah, you get viral TikToks, you know, 20 times a month, but that's not enough, you know, to build like a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So towards the beginning of the year, I did some like rethinking. You know, I looked at the market and I saw that there was a market of these travel YouTubers that kind of go to dangerous cities or whatever, and they walk through the cities, etc. And I mean, they're entertaining, but it's still it's like, they're not comedians. Like, they're funny. Yeah, sometimes they can be funny, some better than others, but they're not comedians. They're not good at getting, like, the maximum amount of laughs that they can out of people. And they're not going deep into the city. They're just walking through it. So what if I came in and I, like, did all that better than them,
Right.
multiply it, like, you know, I'm going deep, and I'm making these guys laugh, and I'm storytelling it. So it's not just raw footage of me walking through. Like, you actually understand what's happening and what's happening behind the camera, what you can't see, etc. So I saw that there was a market. I knew it would work, but it was just I was definitely super scared when I first started in January, because it was Africa. I went to South Africa, which is considered the most dangerous hoods.
Yeah. So it was a deliberate plan. You sat
Yeah.
down. It's a quote unquote a business move.
Exactly. When I switched from gaming, I told myself I need 18 months to figure out what's gonna create my legacy. And it took about 15 months.
Right. Yeah.
And then it took about 18 for it to hit. So
I think it hit with that YouTube video, with the one where you went to the weed
of South Africa.
The weed of South Africa.
Yeah.
That's the one that hit the millions. Right?
That's where I started realizing that was like 3 videos in.
Yeah.
So that was 3 videos in, and it boomed. It did like a million until it got age restricted. It got age restricted at 1
I
million.
guess it happens a lot, right?
Yeah.
Demonetized, age restricted.
Yeah. I've gotten better now at avoiding it.
Right.
So I just put stuff on my website.
Yeah.
Because there's no censoring there. But yeah, that video. There's a few that got age restricted. There's the Nigeria one of smoking rat poison.
Yeah.
That one. When I had like 300K subs, I think, and that video did 500K views or 400K views in 48 hours. So it was going crazy, and then I got age restricted.
So all of it is gone. And now anything.
And it wasn't slowing down. No, it was rising, and then it just flatlined.
Right. Yeah.
So that would have been my video. That would have been as big as the Brazil video, I think.
Yeah. Speaking about that, you're wanted in Brazil.
Look, I don't know if I actually am, but I think I'm wanted by maybe opposing gangs.
Right.
That think that I'm affiliated with one of them for doing that video.
Yeah.
I don't know how the gang culture works. I have a lot of people from favelas telling me like, yo, come film our favela. Like, we'll show you some crazy shit. Like, we'll show you real life. But you just never know how true that is.
Get in contact with? It's just a gang member in your DMs?
Yeah, they just reach out on Instagram.
It's a gang member in your DMs.
So much shit.
Right.
So much shit happens through DM. And I read every DM. Yeah. I spend a good few hours a day on DMs.
All right, and okay, so other than the gangs, like in the beginning, how did you get yourself in these situations? How does one go about getting himself in a certain situation? Because we were saying that obviously it can't be by DM. It's not like a gang member. Just.
So when I first started, I would meet. I was still pretty new to it, but I would meet like Uber drivers, for example. Mm-hmm. And while I'm just exploring the actual city, I would ask about these places that people are saying are dangerous, whatever. A lot of the time, like Uber drivers or street salesmen or whatever, these people making like an honest living are from these places. And they're making an honest living. They're not stealing. They're not whatever. So you can trust them to go show you around their place. Mm-hmm. So I would offer to just pay them for their day so that they could take off work. Or like 2 days worth of work, and like show me just the real life experience of, living in these areas. So that's how I first started. And then as a few videos got bigger and bigger, then I guess, bro, all these people in the slums want to show off their lifestyle. They want like an outlet to be able to say like, this is how we actually live. And I'd say I do a pretty good job at portraying, right. Like that Brazil video is a video that nobody in Brazil has ever done. No news outlet, no YouTuber, nobody has ever showed favela life as accurately as that video. Mm-hmm. And you can see it in the comments because although like the media was trying to paint me as bad, they were only trying to paint me as bad because they were never able to do that. Because these favelas wouldn't trust a media outlet. They trust me because I'm just a solo dude. I'm risking my life by myself coming into here. Like I'm showing you like, okay, like fucking kill me if you want, I guess. Like I can't really do anything about it,
You're going in vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think that for them is like they want like a little brother to take care of.
Yeah, exactly.
Sense, right?
Exactly. And I have the tiny camera, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't carry a DSLR camera.
I saw the guys like.
Yeah, that allows me to capture the raw. Yeah. The reality of it, because nobody feels like there's a camera on or it's in the way or anything. It's just tiny and you're just chilling.
All right, amazing. Well, I have a question for you. Is there any clips or like parts that you don't show neither on your website or YouTube?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that sometimes you can't put in because it would expose somebody,
Mm.
or um, things you can't put in because somebody requested that they don't get pushed in that way. I'm doing a journalism, sure, but it's more that like there's a mix. There's a mix of journalism and the fact that I want to live these experiences.
Mhm.
I want to see what a favela's like. Like I used to play Call of Duty. We used to play a Call of Duty map called Favela. Are they actually like this? Like, so I want that. I like the idea of being able to tell stories and have lived a life of doing some crazy shit that nobody else can really do.
Mhm.
I mean, other people can do, of course, but like, I'd like to think I'm paving a way right now for people to start exploring. I'm not the first who did this kind of exploring, There's, like I said, there's plenty of other people that are
You do
doing
in a
it.
unique way. It's
Yeah,
like,
I have my own style, and I'm pushing it to the masses to be able to, start understanding that, like, yeah, when you travel to a place, you don't just have to go to the fucking museums.
Yeah.
Go meet the locals, speak to them. They're usually friendly, and 99% of the time, a gang is not trying to kill a random bystander.
Yeah.
The only time random bystanders die is by stray bullets or, like,
Crossfire.
exactly, crossfire, where somebody, has a hit on another gang member and you just happen to be in the way. That's really the biggest risk in when I do this stuff.
Mhm.
Because most of the time the gang will just tell me get the fuck out if they don't want to film with me.
Right.
Like
And that's happened.
I went to film in London last week.
Of course, it's London.
Yeah, London was hard. I had to plant the seeds at first, like I walked up and they knew we were coming. Like I had met somebody on the street, and then he hit up his plug and he hit up his plug. So we went to London, and we walk up to these guys, and it's like these 6 dudes, 5 of them wearing masks, one of them standing, and they're all smoking J's. And they're in front of this like garage with graffiti on it. And this white van, one of them sitting in this white van that's parked in the middle of like the area we're in. And I walk up to them, he goes, "Alright, which one of you lot makes the videos and shit?" And I was like, that's me. And he goes, as he's like asking me like, what are you trying to film, his homie with the mask behind him, he goes, "Oh, bruv, you filming right now?" And I was like, yeah. He goes, "Oh, you can't do that shit." And I was like, all right. So I turned it off. And we just like, we chatted for like 30, 40 minutes, showed him what I do. And then I had brought one of my homies with me. Because I want to put him on the UK. Like, he's a UK streamer. Well, they thought he was a Fed.
Oh.
Yeah, he goes like, "I'd let you film, but I think your homie's a Fed." So they thought he was a cop because he was nervous and
Did
shit.
they hold him, or was it just like?
No. They just wouldn't let us film.
Oh, so you didn't get any footage at
No.
all, even after the 40
No, I
minutes of
planted
talk?
the seed and we spoke a bit. So maybe when I come back, like,
Oh, this is more of a long-term.
yeah. Sometimes it's like
yeah.
that, especially in these hoods where like first world ones, London, USA.
Because they can get caught. Like, it's
Yeah,
closer to getting
Well,
caught.
the other hoods, they can just pay the cops off.
Yeah.
These hoods, you can't really pay the
Politicians have
cops
paid
off.
The cops off.
Unless you're like the Italian mafia.
Yeah.
So the less organized crime, you can't really just pay the cops off. So
Mhm.
they don't, more heat and shit. I don't even know how I ended up with the gangs, bro. I just kind of wanted to go in dangerous areas and talk, but they're all run by gangs, so you end up speaking to them, Like, I just wanted to show regular life of these places. But then you end up there and, everyone knows the gang guys, and then the gang guys are down, so you end up fucking...
Yeah. But don't you said you're like paving the way for future people, or like an industry, quote unquote. The question is, don't you think that someone is gonna look at that and then he's gonna want to do the same thing? You're paving the way, and then the gangs are gonna start getting pissed off that someone is always trying to come in, and then someone might do something they don't like.
It's not my fault, man. Like, what?
Fair enough.
Like, the risks.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the risks. I even mention the risks in my videos.
Yeah.
When there is a risk. Like, even in the favela video, I say, you know, like, I understand the risks of this, you know, so don't replicate it unless you also understand the risks of it. It's part of it. I guess part of why I do what I do is because, bro, growing up in Lebanon, let's say, every summer in Lebanon, my mom would be like, don't go to the mall. There was just a bombing in Lebanon. Bro, a lot of people think like that.
Yeah.
You know? And where was the bombing? Fucking like an hour and a half away between Hezbollah and some other people.
Yeah.
They're not trying to bomb random people in the mall. Like, they have their shit to do, you know? So you can't really, I don't know, man. You can't really be afraid. There's so much of the world to see. And you realize it. I got sick of traveling for 2 years. I got sick of rooftops. They're all the fucking same. You know, clubs, they're all the same. Like, yeah, there's nicer clubs and there's clubs with like hotter women and stuff. But at the end of the day, they're all the same. You go, people get drunk, and like, the rich side of the world is a bit boring sometimes. You know, the slums, they're always different.
Yeah.
In Brazil, they're different. In Kenya, they're different. In South Africa, they're different. In London, they're different. So it's like this adventure.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
I understand though.
Yeah, and eventually, I think we can make some movies out of like the actual stories.
From you mean from the people themselves, or like?
No. Just like redo the actual stories, but as movies.
Oh, for like gang stories.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
From them.
Yeah,
So now
you know,
have intel from the inside basically. So now you can you can make a movie with it. You have
Yeah, I mean, I know how it works now. Like, we
Right,
can
yeah.
direct a good movie or whatever it is.
hire some drug lords.
Yeah. Turn them into actors, get them out the slums.
and give them a part of the revenue and get them out.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, for sure.
I want to ask you. You always say that you have. In the videos, you always say this is an unbiased point of view. You just want to showcase how.
I don't say unbiased.
You do.
I don't think I've ever said unbiased, actually.
And in a sense, you're not really saying, oh, like you're there, or you say for reasons, because you're in the videos. You say, yeah, I'm just a tourist here. I'm just showcasing how these people live.
Yeah.
Right, that kind of thing.
That.
Now I'm gonna ask you something. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, your personal opinion.
Yeah.
Do you really think there is a difference between someone like Nuh in Lebanon and a corrupt politician, for instance?
You know, that's a great question.
Because for me, what I feel like is the only difference between both of them is the politician owns everything and it's corrupt and everything gets to him legally, yet the drug lord or whatever, all he does is
and that's part of the message that I'm trying to get people to understand. Yeah. When I went to the favela in Brazil, there's things that I didn't put in the video that would make waves across the entire world if I spoke about these things. There's things that you see while in there that, you know, have to do with other organizations or countries, for example, that give these people the weapons, the stuff like that, you know? So it is a lot bigger than people think.
But there is public information. Like, I don't want you to get something that's gonna get you in trouble.
No, you're good. I'm not.
Public information, for example.
Yeah.
ISIS's weapons were supplied by the U.S. That's public information.
Yeah, but it is public information, but it's not to Americans because they refuse to believe it.
Exactly.
The rest of the world believes it. You know, the rest of the world knows this shit, but they refuse to believe it.
Right.
Because Americans are so brainwashed by the media, bro.
Exactly. That's also one part that I want to, like, the narrative that's being portrayed, right? And you've always sold. Oh, I don't sell. I haven't sold my soul to the devil.
Yeah.
All of that. Now, what does that actually mean? How does?
I'll explain it to you. Influencers. Look, I was a Twitch streamer. Okay, I was a professional gamer. I've spoken to some of the richest, 16, 17-year-olds who have made millions of dollars playing professional video games. Okay, these guys have all the money in the world that you could ever need at that age. And massive followings, good friends. They would come to me to speak because they knew that I'm not recording them or trying to, backstab them or sneakily, clip what they're saying and post it to get them canceled. A lot of them were depressed because what happens is your favorite influencer that you're watching gets a sponsor, for example. Let's say he starts growing, gets a sponsor for, let's say, 3 to 5K a month. That's a lot of money. That's more than most people make working a full-time job, and they just have to, promote, let's say, like,
beverage.
Yeah, Gatorade, for example, right? Let's say they have to promote Gatorade. Well, eventually, subconsciously, with this sponsor, they're already starting to watch what they say more than what they were already doing. So this is why, like, your favorite streamer, your favorite YouTuber is always more entertaining when they were smaller, because as they get bigger, they start making more money. One sponsor comes in, 2 sponsors come in. Eventually, you're making, let's say, as a YouTuber or a streamer with a few hundred viewers or a couple thousand, let's say, you're making 20 to 40K a month, okay? Well, let's say 60% of that is coming from sponsors. And a sponsor, you say a joke, okay? And a sponsor comes up and tells you, hey, we didn't like that joke. Next time you say that, we're going to have to pull our sponsorship. Well, then you start silencing yourself. Yeah. And as it gets bigger, it only gets worse. So when you sell your soul to the devil, look, I'd say in Hollywood, they actually sell their souls to the devil. But at this level of influence, like until you're huge, it just starts with sponsorships, bro. There's companies that will sponsor you and let you do whatever. And those are cool. But the ones that, like, when you have an influencer and they've got 3-4 sponsors, they're not actually telling you what they think. You can't believe your favorite influencer. I don't know how to word this correctly, but like a lot of them aren't who they actually portray.
It's filtered.
Exactly. It's very, very filtered. And off camera, they're ripping the slurs that you think they're not, and they're cracking jokes about, gay jokes or sexist jokes, or everyone does this. Every guy does this. And they, especially in the first world, they pretend that they don't. And they do it here actually in Dubai too. All these influencers, all your favorite YouTubers in Dubai are fucking hilarious off camera. Yeah. But on camera, they're afraid to be canceled. So they switch their...
That's why you're not taking any sponsors.
Yeah, that's why I'm building my own thing.
You're building your own thing, and that's the best.
Look, I wouldn't mind taking sponsors if I like the brand.
On your own terms.
Yeah, on my own terms, if I like the brand, if I can make the sponsorship the way I want to, obviously with some guidelines of what to promote. But yeah, I wouldn't mind. But as for now, I'm just building my own thing. I'll probably eventually put my website behind a paywall. Mm-hmm. Not for all the videos. Most of them will still be free. But now that I've done so many adventures, actually I've had to remove some of my videos off YouTube. Yeah. Let's say like the first favela I did in Brazil, I had to remove it off YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it's the one where the gunshot went off behind me, where we got taken into an alley, and then these dudes shot a gun behind me, because when the main Brazil video blew up, they started getting some, like, they noticed it was up there. Well, the leaders of the gang in that favela, like, DM'd my translator and basically, like, said, yo, you got to remove this or some bad shit's going to happen. So I was like, all right, we'll remove it, like, I don't want to. So it's on my website.
Right, okay.
It's not on YouTube anymore, but it's on my website. So, like, these are full productions, right. And eventually I'll probably start charging for them. We have 350,000 users now.
That is actually one of
in
the
4
topics.
months.
Yeah, that's one of the topics I wanted to talk. If your website's free, right? If your YouTube is getting demonetized, and so the source of income is from.
I've gotten better.
Twitch.
I've gotten better at monetizing.
All right, so now it's rolling.
For the most part, like the Nuh video just got demonetized yesterday.
Obviously.
But I got the first mil views on it, I guess. So, they get demonetized every 1 out of 3 videos, maybe 2 out of 4, probably half of them now. But when I first started, it was a lot more. I've gotten better at censoring what we need so that we can still get the point across. Yeah. But make money. at least. Merch, it's hard to get people to buy merch.
Yeah, merch is a bit.
I'm trying to build it into a clothing brand though. Like I want to
Yeah.
build like a nice. I mean, look, bro, is this not hard, bro? I feel like this is so hard, bro. Like that's me in the middle, yeah, and then that's Noah right there,
Yeah.
and these are weed plants, like, but it doesn't look like too.
It doesn't
Like it's
look-
not in your face. Like no one's gonna see this and go, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're smoking weed."
Subtle. Yeah.
You know.
It's cool.
So like shit like that. But no, eventually I'm gonna try to monetize off of the website.
Yeah.
Right now I'm just reinvesting into it.
Yeah.
That website costs a good bit to keep
To keep up.
running. People don't realize.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We have the same problem here. But with the news media, right? People do not understand how the news makes money and the narrative that they're showing, right? You're showing a different narrative from what the mainstream media is showing.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a fact that the mainstream media has now those drug dealers because they can't come out on mainstream media. Any issue, they just pin it on them, right?
Yeah.
It's like I saw kidnapping. Yeah, it's no.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
them. It's
yeah.
them. It's them. It's them. It's them. It's them. Now the question is, for the people out there, how does the news itself make its money, and why would they portray that narrative to the public? If you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, I don't know how the news makes its money. They have sponsors and investors and stuff. They have advertisers of
Yeah,
their
but
own.
that's the same concept of the filtration. But
No,
that's,
but-
that's what I wanted to go at. It's like
But they're different. The news has built this like this narrative that acceptance or whatever, and they're promoting like transgender stuff. The U.S. has gone crazy, bro. Like males are winning female beauty pageants. They're winning female swim competitions, wrestling. Like it's absurd. It really is absurd. And I'm not one to talk politics, but it's one of the reasons I'm trying to get out of the U.S. now and spending as little time as I can in the U.S. because they're promoting, and I'm from the gaming space. Yeah, that's like one of the most liberal spaces.
Right.
Everyone's blue haired there. Everyone's promoting like living in this. You know, they all live online.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse and worse. And that's actually one of the reasons why like I started getting away from it too. It's the media is pushing this narrative so that they can make people stupider. So the media is all owned by billionaires.
BlackRock, Vanguard.
Yeah, exactly. Like these people all own the media. They want you to get stupider so they can keep making money off of you.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. And then you talk about it and they call you a conspiracy theorist, you know?
and
It's like, what's the, like...
It's in front of your eyes. That's the thing.
Right?
It's literally in front of your eyes.
They get it here, though. People understand it in Dubai.
That's why I moved. I moved here, bro, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I've been here 3 weeks.
Wait, where are you from?
I came from the Netherlands.
Okay, you were in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the hub of the whole program. The whole program. You think US? It's the hub of it. Anything they want to test, right? It's the Netherlands because there's the international court, right?
Okay.
There is the if you want to test out electric vehicles for everyone, it's the Netherlands that pushes
Really?
it first. Teachers are not allowed to say good morning, boys and girls anymore. It's good
Really?
morning. That's it. If you say boys and girls, you're gonna get fired.
Stop.
I kid you not, man. And like yeah, promoting they keep promoting walking and cycling, but forcefully, meaning that you get a shit ton of fines, taxes for cars that are this big. They basically make you broke if you try to go against them, right? And if you try to leave, they try to make you stay by making you pay more, by giving you some issues to do.
Right,
it.
right.
It becomes crazier and
Right.
crazier and crazier. So this side of the world is I never want to go back to that side of the world. They are what I really do believe they're doing is they are trying to get men to not become men. That's the main thing.
Yeah, and then they'll tell you, you know, people will comment like, oh, you guys are just following Tate because he's the biggest one who says that. But it's
been like that
it's
for a while.
bro, it's true. I mean, just being in the U.S., I didn't realize like it was affecting me, even though I wasn't.
In it.
Yeah, you know, like, yeah, you're right. They are trying to get men to not be men.
Because
Like,
if you're not a man, then you don't stand up for anything.
yeah, exactly,
then
exactly.
you can tax both the woman and the woman.
Right.
And then the kids are now gonna be motherless or fatherless. So this means
Yeah.
that we're easier to
Yep.
put stuff in their brain at school.
Yep.
and so on and so on. Then at the end of the day, you have a bunch of rats and some big people doing their own thing.
Making so much money off of them.
So much money and so much power, right?
Yeah.
It it is insane. Okay. Now, for you, at what point does the Western media say, "Oh, you're in too deep, bro. You've gone to drug
That's a
dealers"?
good question.
Have you had any encounters with that part of the world? Because if you had, of course, with the drug dealers and everything, but did the
Western media?
even try to
No,
reach
I
you
haven't.
out or anything?
I haven't hit like a big Western media thing yet.
Mhm.
I don't know what I'd have to do to do that, or if I'm seeking it. I'm sure there's a lot of things that I could do that would get me on those.
Radars.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I
Would
haven't.
you be careful of that? Would that? Because you said you're not afraid of dying, so would you be careful of the West, or would it be like, you know?
Look, the
fuck it,
thing is,
whatever I wanna
the
promote
thing
you?
is, if they want, they can spin what you've done in any bad way. Legally, they can too.
Russell Brand, have you seen that?
Russell Brand, well, not even that. Julian Assange. You know, he's a journalist.
Yeah.
I'm playing the journalist angle from a different, like a new way of doing it. But the truth is, if they want me gone, they can.
Get you gone, yeah.
Like, you
Well,
know,
I'm from Egypt.
what am I afraid of? So
Yeah, I've seen the video of going to in Egypt, bro. That was like 15 minutes away from where my grandma lives.
Oh, really?
I swear. It was like, I was like, this is like next to me.
The one with the gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to remove that one too.
Oh, you moved the whole video.
Yeah, well, it's on my website, but they threatened the guy who
YouTube.
took me,
Oh.
who's from there. He's their friend, but two of the guys didn't like it,
Yeah.
so they threatened him.
Oh,
So we're still
okay.
talking about like trying to get it back up, you know?
But they didn't like it.
Yeah, but that's what I realized. I'm like, all right, we put these videos out. They approve too, yeah. They approve them first. We show everything. We blur everything.
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, sometimes these guys don't think straight. So, you know, they get a bit mad, and later on they start shit. I comply. Like, whatever. I just put it on my website.
Yeah.
It sucks because we spend thousands of dollars to edit these
They
videos.
don't mind it being on the website. It's just
They don't know the website exists,
yeah, exactly,
bro.
right? So that's what I was thinking as well.
that should.
It's gonna get them too big that they're gonna realize it by the way. And then, but if they find it out, bro,
No,
But
not really.
it's like you tricked them. You played the game with them, right? So it's like if I'm a gang member and I tell you get it down, and then you got it down, and then after a month I realize it's on a website, and there's a hope of I will feel played, and then it's danger game, right?
Nah, there's no danger game, bro. These guys are. In some places they're understanding. Like the Brazil one, he's understanding. Like you can speak to him. It's not just like listen to what I say, or you're dead. No, it's like, yo, remove this video. I'm like, well, can we like agree? Can I like pay you to not like,
Yeah.
you know, like no, remove this. Like you guys don't have permission to film this favela. So okay, like, what happens if we don't remove it? Bad things. It's all right, cool. We'll remove it. You know, it's not just like, yo, you're dead, or like they send someone. No, they'll reach out, bro. It's not. There's always one guy who knows how to reach out,
Yeah.
and it's pretty easy to reach.
Yeah, so they're not as aggressive as everyone thinks. So that's one thing.
No,
I
they're
realized.
not.
It's like they take you in as their little
Yeah, yeah.
brother. They take care
Yeah,
of you.
you can
as long
negotiate.
yeah, exactly. It's like it's basically like a government that's not in the main government, right? It's like it's
Bro,
a system. They've got a system. It's not
Yeah,
like a free-for-all.
exactly.
It's not like you're going
Yeah,
in
exactly.
last man to live.
Bro, the thing is, we were so deep in that favela too that if we wanted to escape, there's no way. Like even if we had all the weapons in the world, there's no way. You'd have to be like a trained Navy SEAL with like, you know, helicopters coming in to support you. Like those favelas are mazes, mazes, and we were 20 minutes in.
So it's like there's no way out.
No way.
And those places there is no law enforcement whatsoever. Like,
Zero
nobody
police.
can touch
Zero
the place.
police. There's their own checkpoints. So
Okay.
inside we crossed like 4 checkpoints of like guarded, you know, we drove through streets with every gangster has guns and shit. We couldn't film those parts, but
And is that because they just want to be in control, or is it because they know that if they let the government take over, they're gonna fuck up the place even more? Because that's the whole point of it, right?
I don't know. I'm not gonna answer something I don't really
You
know.
don't, all right, all good.
No, I don't know.
All right, so there's no, but you never,
Never asked that.
because,
I mean, I assume it's just their territory, right?
yeah.
They're born into it. That's what they know.
Yeah, because from my perspective, what I always thought is these people, or like the gangs, it's just they don't want this system or this way of living in their neighborhoods because they've back in the day they've had very bad encounters with it. So now it's like, hey, we're gonna take shit into our own hands and we're gonna take care of our people. Then it happens, of course, gang fights and territory fights. But as long as the main government, it's like a way of getting out of the government system without being rich or being totally broke. It's just, hey, we're just gonna have our own territory kind of thing. That's what I looked at it from.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You never look at it from that perspective. All right. And the time when you were in the car in Lebanon when you went to Nuh,
Yeah.
right? And the guy started circling you around, and you said the guy with the guys, your driver or the plug
Yeah. So
shot at him. What's going? You actually thought something might happen, or was
So I was on my phone, and as we're coming in, we basically went to pick up some AKs and vests so we could go shoot.
Mhm.
And we pulled up to his homie's house, and as we're driving to his homie's house, he looks at this one guy on a motorcycle and he goes, you know, "Hayda ana awasat alayh." You know, I shot at this guy. You know, nicked ikhto. And I was like, I fucked his sister, you know, like. So he's like talking mad shit. You know, he's talking like you would think, like a drug deal rat,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like a drug dealer rat. So whatever, we go and we sit at the outside his friend's house, and the guy on the motorcycle spun back and drove past us. I wasn't paying attention. I'm just chilling on my phone. But then I hear my friend in the back go like, saying, "Isn't that the same guy? Like, he just drove past us." And he goes, yeah, don't worry. Like, he won't do anything. He's like, "What do you mean he won't do anything?" Like, he goes, no, his house is right there. He won't do anything. We know where he lives. You guys are fine. Trust me. So they have this weird, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the dynamic is up there, but once he said that, like, no, I wasn't nervous or anything. I just kept an eye,
Yeah. All right.
you know.
All right. So out of all the crazy places you've been, bro, is there one that you'd never go back no matter what? It's too crazy. It's not your taste. Is there like that kind of place?
It's a good question.
You'd never try to buy another wife for 6 cows?
I would love to buy another wife for 6 cows. That is one of the coolest things I've ever fucking done, bro.
Did she get her green card?
No, I still get texts like every 3 weeks from her.
For real, bro?
Yeah. It's like, what can I, like, I can't actually marry you and take you to the USA,
yeah.
you know? That's not, I
That's
don't
a
have
dream
that.
crushed, man.
Yeah.
That's a dream crushed.
But it opens your mind to realize, like,
Yeah.
what these people are willing to do.
To get out of there.
Yeah, you know, USA is greener pastures. That's how they think of it. Like, it's a new life, which is also crazy because
They don't know.
the USA doesn't know. They're not grateful.
Mm-hmm.
The hoods in the USA, bro, are miles better compared to the hoods in Africa or Brazil. Or they're like, you actually have a place to live and sleep and a bed.
Yeah.
They don't have that shit in these places. They have metal shacks,
Right.
you know? So
Gives you a different perspective of life, right?
yeah, for sure.
I get that from watching the videos, let
For
alone
sure.
you being there, right?
For
It's
sure, bro.
gives you like a sense of like gratefulness. that
Yeah,
sense-
yeah, exactly.
You're always at peace. You always feel, okay, bad things are happening in my life, but I've been...
And it's not to say that, like, look, you have your own problems,
Right.
and even if they're much poorer, you have your own problems. So it's not a comparison thing. It's more just like,
Grateful.
yeah, just understand that the shit that the media is promoting to you is not a real issue. They create these issues so that you have something to talk about, so that you're constantly thinking about useless things and not progressing.
Exactly, so that they can create their own crisis and make their own money.
Exactly.
The usual.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
always done that. I wanted to ask you about the ISIS hideout, right? Because for the longest time ever, I've lived in Europe for 2 years.
Okay.
So I've had a lot of encounters with people who thought about Arabs a stereotypical thing, about Muslims, about, you know, all of that stereotypical things. And I've always said that, and they never believed me where it comes to, because they always bring ISIS, Taliban, all of that. And I always mention that what you guys don't know is us Arabs are fighting them more than they've done anything to you. So if ISIS were to do something in Europe, they would do 10 in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Right? And what I loved about the video, and I'm married, and my wife is a revert, and she's never heard of like she had the stereotypical things as well. But then what I loved in the video is you mentioned, well, Syria kicked them out. They came hid in the mountains, and Lebanon were also striking them, and they were taking Lebanese soldiers and torturing them.
Yeah.
So that, I just wanted to give you props on that, because that's what I've been saying for the longest time ever, is that they kill us more than they try to kill anyone outside.
Yeah. That's a good point. And I don't even know a lot of these facts before I go up there. Yeah. Most of the places I go, I'm pretty ignorant about, and then they teach me as I'm there. So by the time the video comes out, you know, a few weeks later, we tell the story as if it's from the people there, like what they told us. You know, I asked them about the facts. So there's always, everyone has a different story for sure, but yeah, for the most part, those people up there fought off ISIS, and they're good people, bro. Like the thing is, after ISIS takes over a city, you only hear negative about that city. Whereas the city itself, they were just a product of ISIS being pushed out. For example, they took over, and, like, you know, these people are having their homes invaded by terrorists. Like, they're good people, and they have to fight these people off. So,
Yeah.
but you only hear negative. So you think everyone from that city is dangerous and shit. But the danger's gone, bro.
This is,
So it's more the sense that, like, I think a lot of it is that the people are poor. So that you assume a level of danger, because if you have some sort of money, well, somebody might want to kidnap you for it,
I
etc.
think it's a sense of, it's like a PTSD on a bigger level.
Okay.
Right? Because it's like they've had, the city has had one huge traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Now for the rest of its eternity, anyone from the outside who's gonna hear that city,
Exactly.
they're gonna have like a, you know,
Yeah,
he's gonna
exactly.
have like, oh, this happened, even though it's might have been
7 years ago.
long gone. Yeah, right. So I feel like that's also
Yeah.
like a sense of
Yeah, it is. One negative story is all it takes.
it's all.
People ask me a lot, how come I don't show the nice parts of places? Well, first of all, I think the places I go are nice. I think they're great. The people are great. You know, just because the places look visually less nice doesn't mean they're not cool places to go chill. But everyone shows the nice parts of a place. And if I show the nice parts of the place, people don't watch.
Yeah, people always love negative.
People like negative. So I'm filming the negative, but in a positive way.
Right. I love
get
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good way to put it in. Yeah.
So it still pulls that, like,
Attraction.
okay, what the fuck is he filming this time? And it's like, oh, they're regular people.
Watch time. you need that watch time. You need that watch time. You have any? What's the next place like?
The next place is actually, I can't talk about it. I have a meeting about it tonight.
Yeah.
But the place after that is India.
India.
Yeah, but there's like a top secret place I got an opportunity to go to.
You gonna tell me after the podcast?
No, I can't. I can't say it. I would love to say it,
Yeah, it's it.
but the people are like super confidential about it, so I don't wanna risk anything yet.
What about a place that you like? Is there? You've been to the craziest places, right?
Yeah, there's still more.
Is
I
there
think
like
there's a
one
lot.
on top of a list, like one that you're like
Somalian pirates.
Somalian pirate?
Yeah,
You wanna get into that?
I would love to film some Somalian pirates. I could imagine spending like a week on a Somalian pirate ship or
Shit.
something.
And take over other ships?
No, I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit scary, bro. I can't, being at sea on like a fucking wooden ship or something, and they're just hopping on to like U.S. military shit.
Because they're not gonna stop their business for you.
No, they're not. I mean that it's good. It would be a hard one to get to for sure. I think I'd have to pay like a crazy amount. So it's probably later on in my career, but I would assume like, you know, if you come in with like a gift of $50,000 in gold or something,
Yeah.
you know,
Take
like,
you in with open arms.
hopefully. It's
Or
part of
they
the
will
risk.
squeeze you more.
Exactly,
They'll be like,
bro.
50K?
It's
Hostage. Give us more. I have the most important question of,
Yeah.
of this podcast. You know, it's really important. What is
Bro, imagine that story before you ask this question. Imagine that story saying you spent a week with Somalian pirates. Like,
real life Pirates of the Caribbean? Jack Sparrow. Real
yeah,
life Jack
bro.
Sparrow. It would be insane though.
Have you ever watched stuff like that, like Ross Kemp and stuff?
Bro, you're the first person I watched that does this shit.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not the first of my kind.
yeah, but
I'm the first maybe of this like YouTube genre,
yeah.
but there's people before me that did it with like. I mean, I used to watch them growing up. That's maybe where my fascination comes from. Yeah, I watched a lot of Vice. You've
Alright,
watched
yeah.
Vice?
Yeah, I've watched.
Yeah, and I've watched a lot of there's Ross Kemp. He used to go to like prisons in South Africa and interview these people, or like just walk into the forest into like these warlords and shit.
So that's where you get the inspiration from.
Yeah, that's one of them for sure.
Yeah, that's but a Pirates one would be sick. A Pirates one would definitely be sick.
Oh my god, I would love a Pirates
Do you
one.
have like any plug or any like connection, or
No.
is it like it's like there's nothing yet?
No, and you know what? You know a thing too. I'm very actively networking with people, especially from those areas in Africa.
Right.
You know, if I meet a Nigerian or if I meet a Somalian or whatever, I make sure we exchange info and like, you know, we just chat and meet up, and I'm always trying to actively, because those are hard ones to get to, and just walking in is very, very
Difficult.
yeah.
But you
very
always
difficult.
seem pretty chill, like with them. And, like, is there any?
Yeah,
way
but
where
the
you get
issue
pissed
is
off, or, like,
no. The issue is especially when there's a language barrier.
Yeah, you need a translate.
It's a lot harder. Yeah, I'm chill with them when I can break the ice with a joke. So a lot of people in Africa speak English, so it's easy to break the ice with a good joke. But when you don't understand a word they're saying, or they don't understand a word you're saying, then it adds a way higher level of difficulty.
Yeah. All right. So to the most important question, it might be a very difficult one for you, but what is up with the obsession with MILFs?
MILFs are great, man, because I travel a lot,
Yeah.
and MILFs just waste less time.
Okay. So it's like.
They're easy to chat to. They're hot.
So it's a real obsession, right? So this
No,
is not
it
like-
used to be an obsession. It wasn't an obsession. It was more of like a meme. And
Yeah.
yeah, I like MILFs. It's not an obsession,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like older women.
You in a relationship or no?
No, maybe a few.
All right. Okay. So around the world. You're married, so Africa.
I am married. Yeah. No, a few. I'm still looking. I'm actively looking for a good woman.
What's the characteristics of the one that's gonna attract?
Middle Eastern,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
Lebanese, preferably, but doesn't have to be.
Isn't
My mom will be a bit upset, but if I can find a good Arab woman,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's got to know how to cook. You
Traditional.
know, carries herself super classy. Yeah, traditional. Like, will raise my kids well.
That's another thing. If you do find that person, are you stopping this, or
Am I stopping what?
the traveling and like the
No.
dangerous adventures? You take her with you, or
Yeah, I'll take her with me.
yeah.
I'll take her with me if she can, you know, if she's able to travel with me. I'll stop the adventures when I have kids,
Right. Yeah.
but I won't stop them. I'll lower the frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's always gonna be part. If I just, you know, if I can set up a life for my kids where if I'm dead they're still taken care of, then I'm able to do it a bit more for sure. But I mean, bro, we're at the point where I've only been doing it for like 7 months now, and the amount of shit we've done is like.
Yeah, but with this thing, I guess it's like 7 months. You can end in a second. If
Yeah, it
something
can.
Wrong.
It can for
happens,
sure,
right?
for sure. And every time you're risking
Your life.
again
Yeah.
in a new, unknown territory.
Yeah, so that's the issue. It's not like, oh, I've done it 3 times, so now I can I'm let
Yeah, it's back to zero again.
Back to zero. Yeah, it's like you're starting fresh. 'Cause there's something here, you're like, oh wait, I can do this here, and then you go do it over there, and then like, what the fuck, and you're gone.
Yeah, I've definitely over the last year started like understanding what I want more in a woman, a wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talking to more girls as I travel, etc. Realizing what I don't want, what I do want, and just like setting. Look, I don't really set boundaries with the girl. If she doesn't already know, then it's like, all right, on to the next.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't have time to train one.
Exactly.
You know, if she.
I said that once. I got.
I mean, it's true, right? Like she's got to know at least like 70-80% of it.
Yeah.
And then you can train them.
Yeah.
They're gonna eat that one up, yeah.
That's it, bro. So
But it's true, because a woman replicates. A good wife tends to like follow her man, adapts to. The man also adapts to the wife, you know. But a good wife is molded by, you know, she lets the man lead the family and shit, and she knows what her job is.
Exactly.
The idea that there's no jobs in a relationship, like that men and women are the same, is just not true. Like, sorry, my son can't suck my tits and get milk out of it.
Exactly. Bro,
You know, like.
Yeah, and the idea is, I hear this a million times, is every time you do mention something like that, especially in the West, they're like, okay, so what? I can't be like a man, and it's like they make it hard for you to say no, you can't, and the answer is you can't.
Yeah.
It's damn.
Yeah.
No, there's no need to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
A man can't be a woman can't be a man. It's
No,
simple
for
as that,
sure.
right? If
You can get like 3 jacked women right now that can lift, you know.
You can have masculine women and feminine men to a certain degree.
Bro, you can get 3 masculine women right now, and I could still take all of them physically.
There's some that
At the same. Well, obviously, yeah. I'm just saying,
But yeah, in a generalization, and people take generalization as a bad thing, and it's not.
No, it's not. Generalization is a good thing.
It's a good thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's how you base. That's how you base your.
Well, there's a thing. There's culture, and there's different people are different in different parts of the world.
And the funny thing is, they don't want you to generalize, but then they say all men are shit.
Yeah, they do say that.
You're right. So it's like you generalized double standards to a certain.
Bro, the U.S. is Satan. It's literally Satan. Los Angeles is I mean, it's literally called Los Angeles. You know.
Yeah,
It's pure Satan. I avoid Los Angeles as much as I can.
Yeah. Have you ever seen contracts with weird shit on them?
With weird shit on them?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So, for instance, I've seen a contract where it tells you. I've been actually in one. I didn't sign it. It was in the Netherlands, where I am not allowed to speak about God. I'm not allowed to show any religious thing whatsoever. Nothing at all.
But you can talk about Satan.
It wasn't directly Satan, but it told you, whenever there's an LGBT pride, please go there, film, enjoy, have fun. We're gonna give you free tickets or blah blah blah. Travis Scott, if we're gonna give you like free ticket, that kind of thing, you know. But hey, when it comes to God, don't speak about the Middle East or like the other.
That's
stuff.
called selling your soul to the devil.
That's
what it is.
That's what it is. That's what I always.
But there's levels to it, yeah. There's when you get so big, they'll invite you into parties.
Yeah.
Invite you into back rooms. Invite you into back rooms. They make you do some
things.
You know.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
And they record it. And they record it so that they have blackmail on you.
Have you seen? I think it's Kim Kardashian's sex tape.
Oh, for sure. I've jerked off to like 30 times. It's been a while, but you know, back in my days.
I actually think that would be one of those things because it fits in because there's no actress or someone famous in their right mind who would allow this to happen. Because this was not like it was hidden. The camera was actually filmed. It was like totally filmed. I'm 99%.
Yeah, it was on purpose.
It was on purpose, and it was one of those.
It's a publicity stunt. What do you mean?
It wasn't necessary. But it was
No, I don't think it was blackmail. I think it was a publicity stunt. I've watched videos about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for me. It's all you don't even know what's your right from your left when you're in this whole.
Yeah.
Right. It's. But yeah, you've never seen any contracts that have these kind of words, or.
No, I haven't really signed too many contracts. I avoid all those. I mean, that was probably like a sponsorship that you were doing, right?
Yeah, it was like more of a sponsorship kind of thing. And then
Yeah.
at the end of the day, what I realized is all sponsors have the same message. Because it's like they all answer to the same big man,
Yeah.
you know, because they do
Black
all
Rock.
answer, whoever,
Yeah,
Black Rock, Vanguard, whoever it is. I don't know if you know too much about that, because the names of those people where they're from, and what's
Rothschilds?
not necessarily Rothschilds, but like if
Those like 14 families and shit?
no, not even that.
The
Like,
elites?
yeah, it's like the parliament of the entire USA. Where are they from?
Okay.
What are
Oh,
they?
yeah. Oh, yeah. We're in the...
yeah. Who owns BlackRock? Who owns Vanguard? Where are they from? What's
You
their
could say
message?
it. You could say the Jews.
Yeah, well, it's technically the Zionists. I would like to say. I like to say the Zionists more.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
because and I've done like huge, because it all connects to me. You know, and when I watch your videos, I take what you say, and maybe you don't have the same thing, but when I take what you say, and it makes so much sense when I hear the people you interview or the people you go to. It makes so much sense when it connects to everything. Because for me, I've done a huge amount of research, and there's a block of logic when it comes to Israel, Zionists, and all of that. Because you've been to in the Lebanese scene, the
I wonder who's... When I was talking about a country, I wonder who's... was in the favelas.
Yeah, see. So, as a matter of fact, do you think you would want to go to, Israel or one of those places and deep down inside and?
I
Like,
would love to.
You'd love to.
Bro, look, I know there's wars, Palestine and Israel, and you know,
Yeah.
Jews control the banks or whatever, but that has nothing to do with me.
Until now, but that's I
Like
feel
the Jews owning everything. Okay, if they want to cut me off, they can cut me off.
Yeah.
So, like I have to focus on building enough of an empire where I'm protected in case that happens.
Yeah.
And part of building that empire for me is going to all these places, traveling the entire world. And it doesn't matter if I'm making a video about Palestine or bro. I've had Jews reach out to me or even Palestinians reach out to me. Yo, there's places in Israel that you never see on the media, but it's literally just Palestinians and Israel and Jews living together as friends.
Yeah.
But you don't hear about these things, you know? So like there's places like that I want to show. I understand like the Arab world and all of them support Palestine, but I've also spoken to a lot of people who don't support Palestine that are Arabs, stuff like that. So I'm not one to pick sides. I'm just one to film it and understand their perspectives
Showcase both.
and try to understand all the perspectives.
Yeah.
Okay, because the truth is there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm from Lebanon, and if you're from Lebanon, you know that it wasn't a firework factory that exploded.
Yeah.
You know, it was something that you can't really mention online or they'll
Thank you.
yeah, so I'm not trying to make. There's a much bigger message that I need to get out than like, oh, the Jews own everything.
Yeah.
You know, there's a different message that I need to get out. Like,
But at the end of the day, what you're doing, they don't like. If they see it, they wouldn't like it.
for sure they wouldn't. And
That's what I'm speaking about. Because I'm not also that. For me, it's what are we doing? Is it gonna annoy them? And how can we, you know, that kind of.
yeah. The thing is, and okay, the thing is, I've filmed a lot of places where like the country might get mad after I leave.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like in Morocco.
Yeah.
I went to the slums of Morocco, and you know I filmed this pill called karkoubi, and you know hash or whatever, and machetes, and the Moroccan police got mad at it.
How did you know that? Did they text you?
Oh well, one of the kids that was the kid that showed me all of it, like told me.
Oh, all right.
You know, so I can't control like what a country thinks. I'm not coming to try to make a country look bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to show that the bad people sometimes, like, you know, I just want to know their story.
Yeah.
Why are people saying they're
You're
bad?
out
What
for
do
the
they
truth.
actually do? Huh?
You're out for the truth.
I'm out for the truth.
That's exactly that's the point that they don't want you to show. It's not like the idea of it is you're not gonna pick sides. You don't want to.
I'm not picking sides.
But the issue is they are so bad that only saying the truth already puts you in the side that you get what I mean.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Why that's why you're the only one of the few ones. It's because all the other ones are bought out or like sold to the devil.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's only one narrative that they want to show.
Exactly.
So that's
so
where,
it's
like,
it's
comes-
it's I'm never picking sides.
Yeah.
I'm just here to like be your homie, whether it be for a day or however long. You know, if our vibes are good, maybe I'll come back and we'll hang out again. But be your homie, understand and show like put your voice out there. You know,
would you go to the White House if they invited you to like explore that? Or
the White House.
yeah, so it's like you're exploring the slums and all the hard parts. Would you go to explore the opposite totally, which is like the hidden rituals, or let's just say you get invited to one of those parties where they do stuff and they let you film it.
Oh, they wouldn't let me film it.
But would you go to something like that?
For sure, I would.
Yeah.
But they would never let me film that.
Yeah.
That stuff is so secret, and they're the ones that film you in those places. Yeah, that's how that works.
You've is there one like ritualistic story that you've heard from someone that you can say?
I have actually heard.
Please, man.
I have heard. No, it's not my place to speak his
Yeah.
story. You know, it's not.
You don't need
Not on a platform like this.
All right. How about a hidden cut for the people inside my specific community? I'm not gonna like take it out.
A what?
Because this podcast, there are parts where I hide into like deep inside the community where only specific people can access it. Are you able to say for that?
No,
You're not.
no. Just because it's not my story.
All right.
You know, it's a story he told us in private,
Mm-hmm.
and in order to give enough context for the story, it could potentially tie back to the person.
All right. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 100, how insane is it?
Yeah, it's up there. Maybe like introductory levels into the Illuminati type.
Megan Fox and R. Kelly
No,
drink
like-
blood
like-
kind of thing, or more?
Like getting envelopes with owls and like
You're a wizard, Harry.
and tens of thousands of dollars like in the mail. Yeah, like that kind of
All right.
story.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we can end it up on that point.
Yeah.
And the audience will have to guess that one. I appreciate you hopping, man. Just texted you in 24 hours and we're here.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it. I
Yeah, it was fun.
think I did my research well in 24
Yeah, you did all
hours.
right. You got a different kind of podcast, which is cool.
Yeah, different. I always like to take it from a...
Yeah,
different perspective.
I definitely haven't spoken about these topics before, really.
Right. Yeah, that is the whole point. It's like,
Yeah.
why would I talk about the same things that you talk about in your videos on another podcast?
Right.
Might as well just do it.
No,
with
it's
them.
good.
I appreciate it so much, bro.
Yeah.
Thank
Cheers.
you so much. Awesome. Subscribe. Yeah, I think we're good. No, the outro just cuts immediately because it's watch time, right? You don't want to
Yeah,
make a
yeah.
long outro or else they click off, right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
You wanna say
right on-
anything?
right
Or
on
your
the
website? You
Illuminati.
want to plug your website? Everyone cut.
Nah,
.com?
they'll go to it anyway. People are watching. They
Actually, I have one. You still didn't release it.
I have time, bro. I'm chilling.
You're chilling.
You can ask whatever you want.
All right, bro. Let's keep going then. All right.
It's up to you.
Free fall.
I'm late, just chilling. I don't have
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll free fall it for a bit, I guess. The new video.
Okay.
You still didn't. You still didn't release the second one, right?
There is no second one. I don't know where people got the idea that I had an interview with him.
You
I never
did?
mentioned an interview once. The word interview, I don't even think is said in the video. I got so many texts like, yo, I was expecting an interview.
Yeah.
Well, like, sorry, I didn't get an interview this time. I just sat with him, you know?
And that's pretty much.
No, I sat with him, and the idea is I made that video, and hopefully he appreciates it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can come back and get a real raw deep dive into Noor. You know, I'd love to go and smoke cigars with him at his house. You know, see what like life is like. Show that he has kids or whatever that, you know, he raises. Kind of like that. Understand the vibe of the people in the area, what they think of him. You know, like a real dive into Noor, I think would be cool. But I never got an interview. No, he didn't even know who I was. I was just sitting in the same room with him,
Right.
and we chatted a bit. But
Did you get any like warn? Yeah, I know you've got a warning from him if you don't post the picture, right? And like
the
if you
warning
don't-
was from him.
Yeah, from him. Yeah, because for you, right? Because you're gonna be put on a list. And
Yeah, that's what he said.
yeah, because I don't know if you know. So I met this guy last week, right? He was I don't want to even know. I don't want to tell anything about it because I don't want to get him in trouble. But he knows a lot of politicians and people and all of that. And there's this system he told me about. There's like a computerized system, right? And when we started talking about it, the man like took his phone and took Apple Watch and like threw it all in the car. And I was like, this is you know, this conspiracy shit kind of thing. He brings out a laptop that's freaking encrypted in a way.
Bro, it's not conspiracy shit at all. I'm sure my phone is probably tapped.
Obviously.
You know, I'm sure they're fucking listening to me at
Come
all
on
time.
the podcast, yeah.
Like,
No, but like, so he brings out that laptop, and he tells me, give me a name. He writes any name, and then he gives me a whole list, and there are two colors, white or black, right? If you're black, all the governments of the world see that, and they get a notification that you're black and you've entered the country. If you're black, you can't open a bank account, you can't travel, you can't do shit. You're basically now closed
Blacklisted.
off, blacklisted, yeah, right? And the system, he tells me, it's like everyone, and the moment someone new becomes black, right, everyone gets a notifications. All the politicians, all the big boys who need a notifications, they get it, and you're done for. And if you are affiliated with one person who's on a blacklist, for instance, if you get on the blacklist for anything you do, they're gonna look at the podcast, and I'm gonna be on blacklist immediately. No, like calls, nothing. It becomes automatic, bro.
nah, that doesn't.
Everybody affiliated.
I
to
don't
it.
believe that.
I'll show you. I swear, he showed me the system. It's you literally have like, if there is any transactional things between you, right? So if there's any the moment, for instance,
Financial.
or text message, or so for instance, the moment you get blacklisted,
Yeah,
if
okay.
I text you, right, and you are black already, then I get black.
You're not black. You're probably gray. Maybe
Gray,
there's a
but
gray.
there's an
Maybe there's like a
affiliate.
yeah. There's an
I'm
affiliate.
affiliated, you
But
know
you're
what
not
I'm
blacklisted from making bank accounts across the world just for knowing someone.
There is.
I'm sure I
certain
made that. I'm
things.
sure I make that video, and they start watching me because of it. Like, what does this guy do? The U.S. is pretty smart enough to know that I'm just a journalist. Like they have pretty smart people, I'd say. And they'll probably just watch. Maybe they'll watch and study my videos to see if they can get intel.
Right.
I would say worst case they would take me into like some interrogation, which I would just get a lawyer then. But what am I doing? I'm not. And I'm pretty safe when I go to these places of like participating in things that, you know, like worst case I hold their guns.
Yeah. There's nothing. But wait, so from what I think can happen is obviously, yeah, you're saying you're not doing it, but I'm pretty sure at a certain point they're gonna text you telling you, hey, stop that, or come on this beautiful sponsorship deal, I'm gonna give you all the money in the world, or like one of the two. You're gonna have to do one of the two, because then they're gonna be like, yeah, we know you're unbiased, but that's not your point, but you're still showing the truth. So stop it, please. And if you are you gonna stop it, or if someone does come and say,
I don't think they would tell me to stop it. I think they would. I think the U.S. is a bit smarter than that. I think they would just
ban
keep an eye.
YouTube ban.
I don't. I don't think it would get to the. It might get to the point where they tell me to stop. You're right.
Yeah, the community that I've built.
You think they would tell me to stop, or you think they would just kill me?
No, they wouldn't come. But this too JFK shit. It's too old. If they were to kill anyone, you know who they would kill. There would be a multiple people. But I've been in a couple of encounters of. I wouldn't say like straight up stop, but some legal shit with my community. They would try to, oh yeah, there's that copyright, and there's no one. Like for instance, the name of my community is Muslim Millionaires. You know, there's a
Okay.
and it's a dictionary word. You can't copyright a dictionary word, right? You would get, oh, copyright, I get a copyright infringement, right? And they tell me you have to change the name, you have to stop the content, all of that. And then there's a code of, oh, what copyright it is. So I take the code of the copyright so I can check who exactly told me to stop and who's using my name. Is it copyright? It's like UK code. I put it in, and the fucking name is a like a, I don't want to say who it is, but it's a big ass company in the UK that has nothing to do with this, nothing whatsoever. And they're the ones who put the strike up to TikTok and Instagram at the same time, and I had both my accounts banned at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you get them back?
I got them back.
Yeah.
I got them back, but I don't know what to do from there now. I'm having a backup plan, but
It's all about networking, yeah.
yeah, that's how I got them back.
I will say that is one of the cool things about doing what I do, is that even though it like pushes me away from one side of the industry, like, you know, the gaming, like the liberal blue hair kind of vibe, the people, even if they can't associate with me publicly, which isn't an issue on this side of the world, it's more an issue on the US side of the world, they respect the realism.
Yeah.
You know, they understand that, like, if you're gonna ask me, you're gonna get an answer straightforward, or it's not a facade. Like, there's no mask. You know.
Yeah.
So that is.
Yeah. All right. Amazing, man. I appreciate you coming up. You know. But we gotta do that sometime again, man. Like, in the future, you know, you get a bunch of other crazy
For
stories.
sure, bro.
And,
Especially when you're giving me free cold brews, man.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, we're good. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, let's do it. No, there's no. It just ends. It's a podcast. It just ends. It just fades out.